The first time Jordan looked at me that way, I thought it was just the wine talking. We were at this little Italian spot in downtown Chicago, candles flickering between us, and he leaned in, his eyes locking onto mine as if he had something profound to say. But then he laughed it off, saying, "Man, you're the only guy I can talk to like this. Everyone else is too straight-laced." I met Jordan at a networking event for young professionals in the Windy City. I was there representing my graphic design firm, sipping on a mediocre cocktail, when he approached me with that easy confidence that straight guys like him seem to carry effortlessly. Jordan was the epitome of the all-American dream. Tall, broad-shouldered, with a jawline that could cut glass and a job in finance that screamed stability. We bonded over our shared love for classic rock, Led Zeppelin mostly, and by the end of the night he had my number, insisting we grab coffee sometime. That coffee turned into lunch, and lunch morphed into dinners. At first, it was casual. Burgers at a dive bar, debating the merits of the Cubs versus the White Sox. But then came the invitations to places with dim lighting, soft music, and menus that screamed date night. "Hey, Alex, there's this new French bistro I want to try," he'd text. "You in?" I'd show up, and there we'd be, sharing escargot and stories about our childhoods. Jordan grew up in a conservative suburb of Illinois, the son of a pastor and a homemaker, where being different wasn't just frowned upon, it was erased. Me? I was from a more liberal family in the city, out since college, comfortable in my skin as a gay man navigating the world. Our conversations delved deep. He'd ask about my past relationships, listening intently as I shared heartbreaks and triumphs. "Sounds tough," he'd say, his hand brushing mine accidentally, or was it? As he reached for the bread basket. But whenever the topic veered toward his own romantic life, he'd clam up. "I'm not into that scene," he'd mutter. "Girls are complicated enough. I don't need more drama." Yet here we were week after week, in settings that any outsider would peg as romantic. One evening, after a particularly lingering dinner where we split a bottle of Cabernet and talked about dreams, mine of traveling to Europe, his of starting his own investment firm, Jordan walked me to my car. The city lights reflected off the Chicago River nearby, and he hesitated, his breath visible in the cool autumn air. "Alex, you're different," he said softly. "I don't hang out with guys like this, but with you it's easy." I felt a spark, that undeniable pull, but I pushed it down. He was straight, right? He said so himself multiple times. "I don't like boys," he joked once, early on, when I mentioned a pride event. But actions spoke louder, didn't they? As weeks turned into months, our hangouts became a routine. Friends started noticing. My best friend, Mia, pulled me aside one day at brunch. "Alex, what's going on with you and that finance bro? Every time I see your stories, it's you two at some fancy spot looking cozy." I laughed it off, but inside, doubts swirled. Was I reading too much into it? Jordan's signals were mixed. Compliments on my style, lingering hugs goodbye, but always that barrier of denial. Society's expectations weighed heavy. In a city like Chicago, progressive on the surface but with pockets of conservatism, especially in professional circles, being openly gay was one thing. Pulling a straight guy out of the closet was another. Jordan's world was buttoned-up suits and client dinners where heteronormativity reigned supreme. His family, from what he shared, expected grandkids and a white picket fence. Me pushing him could shatter that. Yet the conflicts brewed. One night, at a Candlelit Steakhouse, Jordan opened up about his high school days. "There was this guy on the football team," he confessed, staring at his plate. "We were close, but I shut it down. My dad would have flipped." My heart raced. Was this an admission? But then he backtracked. "Nah, it was just bromance stuff. I'm not like that." The tension was palpable, a push-pull that left me emotionally drained. Why keep inviting me if there was nothing there? By the end of that dinner, as we parted ways, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than friendship, but voicing it risked everything. Chicago's winter was setting in, cold and unforgiving, mirroring the uncertainty in my chest. How long could we dance around this? Winter in Chicago hit hard, but our dinners became a warm refuge. Jordan suggested a place with live jazz, the kind where couples swayed to the music. We sat in a booth, knees brushing under the table, and he ordered for both of us. Steak au poivre, his favorite. "You trust me, right?" He grinned. That smile, disarming and genuine, made my resolve waver. As the band played a slow rendition of Fly Me to the Moon, Jordan leaned back, his eyes thoughtful. "Alex, why do you put up with me? I'm a mess." I probed gently. "What do you mean?" He sighed, recounting pressures at work. Climbing the corporate ladder in a field dominated by alpha males who bonded over golf and straight talk. "They'd never get us," he said, gesturing between us. "This." My pulse quickened. "Us." But he waved it off. "You know, two dudes hanging out like this. It's not normal." That comment stung. Not normal? In my world, it was. But Jordan's denial was a shield, forged from years of societal conditioning. His family gatherings sounded like a time warp. Uncles spouting outdated views on masculinity, aunts matchmaking him with church girls. "My sister's wedding is coming up," he mentioned one night over tiramisu. "Mom's already asking if I'm bringing someone." I joked, "Tell her about me." He froze, then laughed nervously. "Yeah, right. That'd go over well." The conflicts escalated. At a mutual friend's party, Jordan introduced me as my buddy Alex. But later, when a tipsy guest flirted with me, Jordan's jaw tightened. He pulled me aside. "That guy's a creep. Stay away." Jealousy? Or protectiveness? I confronted him later, in the quiet of his apartment where we'd gone for a nightcap. "Jordan, what's this about? You say you're straight, but..." He cut me off. "I am. Don't make this weird." Yet the invitations kept coming. A romantic walk along the lakefront, bundled against the wind, where he shared his fears of failure. "You're the only one who gets it," he admitted, his arm around my shoulder for warmth, or more. I felt torn, my emotions a whirlwind. Loving someone in denial was exhausting, a constant battle against invisible barriers. Society's gaze intensified the drama. Chicago's LGBTQ scene was vibrant, but Jordan shied away from it. When I invited him to a low-key gay bar for trivia night, he balked. "Nah, that's not my vibe." "Hurt." I pushed. "Afraid someone might think you're like me?" He denied it, but the seed was planted. Our next dinner was tense, the candlelight casting shadows on his conflicted face. One evening, after too much bourbon, Jordan confessed more. "In college, there was this roommate." The story trailed off, but the implication hung heavy. He wasn't ready to face it, and I wasn't sure I could wait. Friends warned me, "Alex, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. Straight guys experiment, but they don't commit." Mia was blunt. "He's using you for emotional support without the label." But moments of vulnerability kept me hooked. Like when his job stressed him out, and he called me at midnight, voice breaking, "Can you come over?" We'd talk till dawn. No physical lines crossed, but the intimacy was undeniable. Chicago's skyline from his window became our backdrop, a city of possibilities clashing with personal prisons. As spring approached, thawing the ice, so did our tensions. Jordan's family visited, and he distanced himself, canceling plans. "Can't risk them asking questions," he texted. The rejection hit hard, fueling my doubts. Was this friendship, or something crueler? The drama built, logic demanding I walk away, but emotions anchoring me. How much longer could I endure his denials? Spring brought blooms to Chicago's parks, but our relationship felt like a storm brewing. Jordan made up for his absence with an extravagant dinner at a rooftop restaurant overlooking Millennium Park. The city lights twinkled below, and he toasted, "To us, whatever this is." Whatever this is, those words echoed, a vague acknowledgement that ignited hope and frustration. We delved into heavier topics. Jordan spoke of societal pressures. "In my world, being gay isn't an option. It's career suicide, family exile." I countered, "But hiding who you are is soul-crushing." He nodded, conflicted. "Maybe, but I'm not gay. I just like spending time with you." The denial persisted, a wall I couldn't breach. Conflicts arose externally. At work, Rumors swirled about Jordan's close friend. A colleague cornered him. "That Alex guy. You two seem tight." Jordan laughed it off, but later vented to me. "People are so nosy. Why can't two guys be friends?" I snapped. "Because our friendship looks like dates." The argument escalated, voices raised in his apartment. "You're pushing me," he accused. "I told you from the start. I don't like boys." But his eyes betrayed him, lingering too long. The turning point came at his sister's wedding in the suburbs. He invited me as a plus one, just as a friend. The event was a powder keg of conservatism. Toasts to traditional marriage, sidelong glances at the unpaired. Jordan's dad pulled him aside, whispering about settling down. I overheard, "Find a nice girl, son. Don't waste time with distractions." Jordan glanced at me, guilt flashing. During the reception, under string lights, we danced. Slowly, his hand on my waist. Whispers started, relatives eyeing us suspiciously. A cousin confronted Jordan. "What's with the gay dude?" "You turning." Jordan exploded. "He's just a friend. Back off." But the damage was done. In the car ride back, silence reigned. "I'm sorry," he muttered. "They don't understand." I pressed. "Do you?" Tears welled in his eyes. "I don't know, Alex. This scares me." Vulnerability cracked his facade. But society's grip tightened. Back in the city, protests for LGBTQ rights filled the streets, a stark contrast to Jordan's internal battle. He attended one with me, anonymously, holding a sign but staying in the shadows. "This is brave," he said. "I'm not." More drama unfolded when his boss, a homophobic relic, made jokes at a team dinner. Jordan stayed silent, later confessing shame. "I should have spoken up." I encouraged, "You can change." But change meant risk, losing promotions, alienating family. Our dinners continued, but with undercurrents of tension. One night, over pasta in Little Italy, Jordan admitted, "If I were different, it'd be you." My heart soared, then crashed. "But you're not." He shook his head. "I can't be." The logic was ironclad. Societal norms versus personal truth. Yet disputes arose, me wanting clarity, him evading. Friends intervened. Mia hosted a gathering where Jordan faced questions. "What are your intentions with Alex?" He stammered, "We're buds." Hurt, I left early. The chase ensued. Jordan at my door, pleading, "Don't end this." Emotions peaked. A kiss almost happening, but he pulled back. "I can't." Chicago's summer loomed, heat mirroring our fervor. The conflicts, once subtle, now roared, society's judgment clashing with budding love. Would he break free or remain chained? Summer in Chicago sizzled, and so did our turmoil. Jordan's invitations persisted. Picnics in Grant Park, evenings at rooftop bars with skyline views. But each outing amplified the drama. "Why keep doing this if you're straight?" I challenged one afternoon, as we strolled along Navy Pier. He paused, Ferris wheel spinning behind us. "Because you're important." Isn't that enough? No, it wasn't. Logic demanded boundaries, but emotions rebelled. Society's conflicts intruded relentlessly. Jordan's family planned a reunion, pressuring him about his single status. "Mom set me up on a blind date," he confessed over gelato. Jealousy surged. "Go then. Prove you're straight." He did, but called me afterward miserable. "She was nice, but not you." The admission fueled hope, but controversy erupted. At a pride parade, I marched openly. Jordan watched from afar, texting support but fearing exposure. A photo of me went viral in our circles. His coworker teased, "Your boy's famous." Jordan denied, "Not my boy." The fallout? An argument where I accused him of cowardice. "Society won't change if you hide." He retorted, "Easy for you, you're out." Deeper issues surfaced. Jordan revealed childhood trauma, bullying for being soft, his dad's harsh lessons on manhood. Liking boys wasn't allowed, he whispered one candlelit night. Empathy softened me, but frustration grew. Our dates became battlegrounds, passion clashing with denial. A pivotal conflict arose at a corporate gala. Jordan invited me as his guest, introducing me vaguely. When a client assumed we were together, Jordan corrected sharply, "No, just friends." Humiliated, I left. He followed, in the parking lot. "What do you want from me?" "Honesty," I said. Tears flowed. "I think I love you, but I can't say it." The confession shattered barriers, but rebuilt them instantly. Family intervened. His sister called, warning, "Dad's suspicious. Don't ruin your life." Jordan distanced again, canceling plans. Loneliness hit. Friends urged, "Move on, Alex. He's toxic." But love's logic defied reason. Reconciliation came via a surprise dinner. Jordan at my door with takeout, candles from his pocket. "I'm trying," he said. We talked hours, unpacking fears. Society's weight, job security, cultural norms loomed large. Coming out could cost everything, he feared. I countered, "Staying in costs your soul." Tensions peaked at a friend's barbecue. Drunk guests debated gay rights. Jordan defended fiercely, outing his feelings indirectly. Whispers spread. By Monday, office gossip raged. His boss confronted, "Keep your personal life private, or else." Panic set in. "Alex, what have I done?" The drama crescendoed, choices looming. Chicago's fireworks on the 4th mirrored our explosions. Beautiful yet destructive. Would love triumph over society's chains? Or would denial prevail? As summer faded into fall, Chicago's leaves turned, symbolizing change or stagnation. Jordan's job hung by a thread after the gossip. He confided over our now-rare dinners. "They're watching me," he said, paranoia edging his voice. I urged therapy. "Face this." He started sessions secretly, unraveling years of repression. Progress was slow, marked by setbacks. A family dinner exploded when his dad found a text from me. "Who's Alex?" "Sounds queer." Jordan denied. "Just a friend." But the lie cracked him, calling me later, sobbing, "I can't keep this up." Breakthrough, he admitted, "I do like boys, or at least you." The words, long awaited, brought relief and terror. Society's backlash intensified. Friends divided. Some supported, others judged. Mia cheered, "Finally!" But Jordan's circle shunned. A buddy quipped, "Didn't peg you for that." Isolation grew. Our bond strengthened in secrecy. Dinners shifted to home-cooked, intimate affairs. Candles on my table, conversations raw. Climax hit when Jordan's promotion was denied. Hinted at bias. Furious, he confronted his boss. "Is this because of rumors?" Denial followed, but truth stung. "Society's not ready," Jordan lamented. I pushed, "Then make it ready." Inspired, he attended a support group, sharing his story anonymously. Growth emerged. "I'm bisexual, I think." But controversy peaked at Thanksgiving. Jordan invited me to family dinner, testing waters. Tensions boiled. Dad preached against lifestyles. Mom pleaded harmony. Jordan stood. "I'm seeing someone, a man." Chaos ensued. Yells, tears, disownment threats. He left with me, heartbroken yet liberated. In the aftermath, Chicago's chill returned, but warmth lingered between us. Jordan quit his job, starting anew in a more inclusive firm. Our relationship evolved. Public hand-holding, shared dreams. Conflicts resolved? Not fully, society's scars remained. Family reconciled slowly. Friends adjusted. Reflecting, the journey was kismet and chaos. Jordan's denials, born of fear, clashed with undeniable pull. We navigated drama, logic guiding choices amid emotional storms. In the end, love prevailed, but at what cost? Was Jordan's initial denial a betrayal of self, or a necessary shield against an unforgiving world?